M23. Who are they?
M23 are not Rwandans.
Who is funding them?
Does Rwanda currently have any troops at all in Eastern DRC?
Join me as I tell the story of the M23. Like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Cheers. To understand the March 23 movement, we must journey deep into the Great Lakes region, where the scars of war stretch back decades. The story is not just about one rebel group. It is about a history of betrayals, ethnic tensions, and power struggles that have shaped one of the most volatile regions in the world. The eastern part of the Democratic Republic of the Congo has been a battleground for years. The rich lands of North and South Kivu, filled with gold, coltan, and other rare minerals, have attracted foreign interest, warlords, and governments. But what truly fueled the fire were the ghost of Rwanda's 1994 genocide and the unfinished battles that spilled over into Congo. In April 1994, Rwanda plunged into horror as Hutu extremists massacred over 800,000 Tutsis and moderate Hutus in just 100 days. As the genocide ended, a wave of Hutu refugees, including some genocidaires, fled into eastern Congo, then called Zaire, fearing retaliation from the Rwanda Patriotic Front, a Tutsi-led rebel group commanded by Paul Kagame, who would later become Rwanda's president. Among these refugees were members of the FAR, that is the Forces Armées Rwandaises, and Interahamwe militias, the very groups that orchestrated the genocide. Once in Congo, they regrouped, rearmed, and launched cross-border attacks on Rwanda from Congolese territory. It wasn't long before Kagame's Rwanda took action. In 1996, Rwanda's forces alongside Uganda invaded Congo under the pretext of neutralizing the Hutu threat. This invasion marked the First Congo War, toppling the longtime dictator Mobutu Sese Seko and installing Laurent Desire Kabila as the new leader. But the alliance didn't last long. By 1998, Kabila turned against his former backers, expelling Rwanda and Uganda forces. Rwanda and Uganda responded by launching the Second Congo War that occurred between 1998 and 2003. Backing new rebel groups like the RCD. This war became known as the Africa's World War, involving multiple nations and resulting in millions of deaths, mostly from disease and starvation. As the war dragged on, one figure emerged as a dominant force in eastern Congo, Laurent Nkunda, a Congolese Tutsi warlord and a former officer in the RCD. Nkunda accused the Congolese government of allowing Hutu rebels, the FDLR, to operate freely in eastern Congo, threatening the local Tutsi population. In 2004, Nkunda broke away and formed the National Congress for the Defense of the People, a rebel group backed by powerful external forces, according to claims from various reports. The CNDP launched brutal offensive, seizing territory and displacing thousands. Then in 2009, a dramatic turn of events unfolded. Nkunda was arrested in Rwanda and a peace agreement was signed between the Congolese government and the CNDP. Under this deal, CNDP fighters were integrated into the Congolese army, but this uneasy peace would not last long. Fast forward to March 2012, some of the former CNDP rebels, now part of the Congolese army, mutinied, claiming that the Congolese government had failed to honor the 2009 peace deal. They accused the government of marginalizing their leaders and failing to address security concerns. Under the leadership of Sultani Makenga and Bosco Ntaganda, a former warlord wanted by the ICC, they formed a new rebel movement called the March 23 movement, or also known as the M23, named after the date of the 2009 peace agreement. M23 quickly became a formidable force, launching an all-out offensive in North Kivu. The Congolese army, struggling with internal division and corruption, was caught off guard. By November 2012, M23 did the unthinkable. They captured Goma, the capital of North Kivu, a city of over 1 million people. The fall of Goma sent shockwaves across the region. The United States, African Union, and the Western powers all condemned the attack, while accusations surfaced about external support for M23. As M23 tightened its grip on Goma in late 2012, international pressure intensified. The United Nations, African Union, and Western governments condemned the attack, and strong accusations surfaced against Rwanda and Uganda. Various reports, including a 2012 UN group of experts report, alleged that Rwanda was providing military and logistic support to M23, claims that the Rwandan government strongly denied. Faced with mounting diplomatic pressure, Rwanda was urged to withdraw any alleged support and help broker a peace deal. In 2013, a major offensive was launched against M23 by the Congolese army, supported by a newly created UN intervention brigade. This was no ordinary peacekeeping mission. The United Nations Force Intervention Brigade, composed of South African, Tanzanian, and Malawian troops, were given an aggressive mandate to hunt down and neutralize the rebel groups. M23 fighters were overwhelmed. By November 2013, the rebel group was defeated and its remnants fled into Rwanda and Uganda. With M23 seemingly defeated, Congo entered a new political era. Felix Tshisekedi became president of the DRC in 2019. After a controversial election, his rise to power marked a shift in Kinshasa's foreign policy, especially regarding relations with Rwanda, Uganda, and regional powers. Tshisekedi initially sought diplomatic engagement with Paul Kagame and Yoweri Museveni, hoping to ease tension in the region. But despite diplomatic efforts, the situation in eastern Congo remained fragile. Then in late 2021, reports emerged that M23 rebels were regrouping. By early 2022, the once dormant rebel group was back, launching a series of deadly attacks in North Kivu. The Congolese government accused Rwanda of backing M23 once again, an allegation Kigali denied. Despite the denials, tensions escalated, with Kinshasa and Kigali engaging in a war of words, each blaming the other for fueling instability. As the crisis deepened, the East African community stepped in. In 2022, the EAC launched the East African Community Regional Force, a coalition of forces from Kenya, Uganda, Burundi, and South Sudan to help stabilize Eastern Congo. However, the mission faced challenges from the start. Tshisekedi government accused the EACRF of being too lenient on M23. By December 2023, Kinshasa had enough. Tshisekedi refused to renew the EACRF mandate, effectively ending its mission. In the meantime, a new force entered the scene. The South African Development Community deployed troops led by the South African National Defence Forces to replace the EACRF. The arrival of SANDF troops in early 2024 marked a new phase in the conflict. Unlike the EACRF, which operated under a more diplomatic approach, the SANDF-led mission is expected to take a more aggressive stance against M23 and other armed groups. As of 2024, the conflict remains unresolved. M23 continues to hold territory in North Kivu, while the Congolese army, supported by SANDF and SADC forces, is preparing for new offensive. Diplomatic efforts continue, but with Rwanda and Congo trading accusations, tensions remain high. There are fears that if the situation spirals further, it could trigger a larger regional war, pulling in Rwanda, Uganda, and neighboring countries. The world watches as Eastern Congo remains a battlefield, its people trapped in a conflict fueled by ethnic division, foreign interest, and a deep-rooted historical grievances. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the story of the M23 and the battle that continues to face the DRC. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below which story should we do next. This is Told by Lenise. Catch me every Sunday at exactly 7 p.m. So tell me down in my comment section which story should we tell next. Until next time, adios.